What's up, guys? This is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're coming to you with the CZ75B Omega. Now, this guy here has been around for quite a long time. This is the kind of the basic CZ75 that you can get today. However, it actually has the Omega trigger in it that you guys are probably familiar with some of the other models that you can get, like the P09 and the P07. I haven't tried this yet, but I was dry fired inside, and I'm a pretty big fan already. I'm a big CZ fan, an even bigger CZ75 fan, so I have a hard time believing I'm not going to enjoy this gun. I got this actually from Manning & Sons. This is not a gun he's selling. This is a personal gun. He wanted to know if I wanted to try it out, and I said absolutely. I mean, these guns are pretty affordable, in all fairness. You can get them somewhere between $500 and $700, and they were probably not the Omega, but the regular CZ75 is kind of the standard competition gun for many, many years. You can see kind of similarities between that and a bunch of other iconic guns, including my wife mentioned. My wife actually asked me if this was a Browning high power clone. I thought that was really funny. It does take some of the things from the high power. The CZ75 was designed in 1975, and it is one of the most copied guns throughout the entire world. A lot of that has to do with the Soviet Union's patent system. More of that has to do with the actual fit, function, reliability, durability, accuracy, and overall price to design these. It's just the total package, one of the better guns ever made throughout history, and the Omega series should be an upgrade to that. Now, this has a double single action design, as you can see here. So we hold and carry the gun in double action, and you fire your first shot with that pretty decent double action trigger, probably like 9-10 pounds, and then you get this crisp single action design after that for your remaining shots. Now, if you have time, you can also cock it into single action, and then when you do pull the trigger, obviously the action cycles puts you in a single action right away. Magazine release works well. Slide release and decocker look the exact same as they do on my P09 and on my P07, probably because they are. A lot of the internal parts were changed from the original 75 to 50 Omega. CZ says that those parts are more durable, better design, and easier to manufacture. That's probably true, I don't know. And it also does have that combat hammer, and it comes with 3-dot steel night sights. We got about a 4.5-inch barrel here, and it has a 17-round magazine capacity, but it will take any of the Shadow 2 mags too. I believe we're going to try that here today. Now, we have the internal slide rails, very famous for the CZ75, and we have no front checkering on the front of the gun, and we do have some Browning high power-ish cuts here, but they are not useful. So if we're going to operate this gun, because it doesn't have an optic, we're going to come over the top like this and run it forward. Now, if this gun had an optic, I would put slide cuts in it because I'd roll it over. Now, I like to roll over guns and use that to operate the slide with 1911s. However, with CZs, since we do have the internal slide rails, it leaves a lot less slide there to grab. So slide serrations are all that important. And with this older design, that was a bit of a con. That being said, it's still going to run just fine. Now, the internal slide rails are an advantage when it comes to recoil because you get less perceived recoil with the internal slide rails because of just simply less slide mass, and the overall bore axis on a CZ75, considering it's a double single action gun, is really, really good. You're looking at a good bit lower than something like a SIG P320, which is a striker fired gun. Very cool. We don't have an accessory rail on this guy, but we do have a undercut trigger, and we do have a little bit of serrations on the front there, so you can get your Jerry Michalak on. No serrations on the front of the gun either, which sucks, but it would be pretty easy to fix that. One of the ways you can actually do that is you go on eBay and you buy skateboard tape. People always talk about grip tape, Talon grips. You can just buy skateboard tape in a giant roll for like $3, and you loosen up the grips a little bit, you lay that under here, and voila, whiz bang, you got a bunch of texture. I'm not going to do that to Manning's gun, but if it was my gun, that's exactly what I do. That would be the first modification I would do. The second modification I would do is probably a set of sights. But let's go shoot this damn thing. Before we do, I want to mention my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys very much for supporting the ammo for this video. Can't appreciate that enough. If you like this channel, go down and click that link in the description and sign up. Also in that description is a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa, the YSS, so you could really use your help. And finally, I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, Arms Directory. It is a pro two-way social media where you guys can go and talk and do whatever you want when it comes to firearms. For all you guys out there looking for a social media that isn't quite as hard on guys like us, this is going to be a social media where you guys can go to and you can talk freely, you can act freely. Not only do they help protect your Second Amendment rights and your First Amendment rights by talking about your Second Amendment rights, but they also produce a lot of firearms content and firearms accessories as well. So go over there and check them out. We're gonna see if the sights are on real quick since we're already back here at the 75-yard line anyway. And we'll just pop a few shots off and see if we hit anything. If not, we'll move forward and we'll print on paper and then see exactly where we're hitting. We'll probably do that anyway, but I'm back here and I like to start out cold with a 75-yard shot, generally. And then I missed. A lot more recoil on this than my Shadow 2. All right, so what I'm doing already, that's funny. Let me talk about this. So a lot of people ask me about the decockers on the CZ75s. My issue with the decocker is that I'm so used to the Shadow 2 and the 1911 platform. I have thousands of rounds through a Shadow 2. So what I like to do is I like to ride that safety and use it as a recoil mechanism, right? But on the decocker, if I do that, I decock the freaking gun. So it's kind of fun. We're gonna have to learn how to shoot a gun that I've shot many, many rounds through. So instead of running the slide, we're gonna do the standard striker fired grip where I move up right there, and then I'm gonna place my thumb over on my hand to avoid that decocker. Now, you can change this to a safety, I believe. I think it came in the box, but I'm lazy. Shit. All right, so it's actually going a little right. When I miss, I usually miss low left. But all of a sudden I saw some dust fly up over there to the right. Yeah, so now I aim left, I hit every single time. Let's see if the Swiss-made CZ, or the Swiss-made redback mags will work. I have a bunch of Terran Tactical base plates on those, so let's just try those out. Those are actually 3 different targets. I'm going back and forth. Not too bad, you know, for do some quick math, 50-year-old gun. The little ones are too hard to hit. I'll have to go up close and print. For whatever reason, I'm not hitting them little ones. Let's try that really little one again. Nope. Back to the big one. Decocked the gun on myself again. That's funny.
Okay, baby.
Try our double action here. I have some super high pressure ammo in here. We got plus P in here. Double action feels not too bad. So far, so good. All right, so now we got it out here. We'll do a little close range plinking. But people always shit on old guns. I mean, this is just a basic gun that's, you know, design's about 50 years old, but that would be super effective in any engagement you could find yourself in.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do a little self-defense stuff. We got our reactive target there. If I shoot him in the head, his head goes down. If I shoot him in the body, his head comes back up. So just do a couple up drills.
And you murdered him.
That's how you kill a target right there. Woo!
Okay, baby.
All right, so the CZ75B Omega performed as I expected. Double action is a little heavy, single action is pretty good. Recoil is a little bit more than a Shadow 2, but less than something like a Glock, especially with those 124 gram plus Ps we were shooting. I was really surprised it held on to the recoil like it did. That being said, newer CZs, the Shadow 2 series, the Shadow Orange, the stuff like that, they're obviously better, but they're gonna be a lot more expensive. The Shadow coming in at something like $1,500, Shadow 2 coming in well over $2,000 in some cases. The 75B can perform almost as well for the $500 to $700 mark, which I think is more realistic for most people, to be honest. And on top of that, you can kit these out just as well at the end of the day. You have to remember that if you like your CZ75B, you want to make it better, you can always send it out to plenty of companies that will do trigger jobs, and you can put grips on them. These guns are very customizable. That's one of the cool things about old guns like 1911s or CZs, Browning high powers, stuff like that. There's a lot of accessories out there. There's a lot of sights, there's a lot of trigger upgrades, there's a lot of safeties, mag releases, whatever you want, grips. They're all going to be available for this, so you can kind of make it your own thing, which personally, for me at the end of the day, is one of the most fun things. Like, why do you paint your rifle? Because I like it. Why do I put accessories on my gun? Because I like them. And at the end of the day, as long as it helps you, it works for you. The whole concept that, you know, you can't be a better shooter by buying products is half factual, half not. Would it make me a better shooter to put a match trigger in here and better sights on here? Yeah, I mean, it would. Would I shoot my Shadow 2 better than this gun? I would, but not by much. Would I shoot this gun better than somebody that doesn't shoot much with a Shadow 2? Yeah, I would. So there's a scale to everything. And on that scale, I think the CZ75B Omega fits really well for the price. You're gonna get the durability and reliability of CZ, you're gonna get the accuracy of CZ, and you're gonna get it at a cost to you, which is pretty damn decent. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. Check you later.